Hi there and welcome to a new episode of Z-Zone. Today we're going to talk about 10 essential hard rock albums. And we start off with an album that was recorded in February 1976 at Musicland Studios in Munich. We got Rainbow Rising. A cornerstone of 70s heavy rock, Rising fused Blackmore's guitar mastery with Dio soaring vocals, pushing the band toward epic melodic hard rock and inspiring generations of metal bands. 3 standout songs: Stargazer, Tarot Woman, A Light in the Black. I would say this album absolutely blew my mind, and the cover made by Ken Kelly is absolutely brilliant. My dad must have been crazy because I always brought the cassette when we were driving somewhere, so probably the cassette deck was burned out. The only thing that I think is strange with this album is the lack of bass in the mix. So poor Jimmy Bain, I'm so sorry, but I missed your bass on the mix. Otherwise, brilliant. Album number 2, recorded in September 1975 to 1976 in February. Electric Lady Studios record plant in New York. We got Kiss, Destroyer. With Bob Ezrin's production, Destroyer marked a new level of ambition for Kiss. A mix of anthems, killer songs, theatrics and experiments that cemented their rise to superstardom. One of Kiss' most experimental studio albums, but also one of their strongest and most interesting. 3 standout songs: Detroit Rock City, God of Thunder, Shout It Out Loud, classics. I got a cassette copy of a friend of mine for birthday present, and then we just rewind, played, rewind, and play it again. The opening track, Detroit Rock City, just knocked me out. After that, I got my room painted with Kiss posters all over the place. Album number 3. We got a record that was recorded 79 in London. It was a collaboration with producer Matt Lange and the final album with the vocalist Bon Scott. We have AC/DC, Highway to Hell. Last Bon Scott record and the first Matt Lange with this album sharpened AC/DC's sound into pure hard rock precision, laying the foundation for their global dominance. 3 standout songs: Girls Got Rhythm, Shut Down in Flames, If You Want Blood, You Got It. This heavy machine just proves why the band has lasted all years, but the best rock band that ever existed. Final album with Bon Scott and the end of the first era, but definitely not the end of the band, no way. Album number 4, recorded 72 at Record Plant in LA and released the same year. We got Volume 4 with Black Sabbath. This is a transitional Sabbath record where the band pushed beyond doom into more experimental textures, balancing crushing riffs with unexpected dynamics. 3 standout songs: Supernaut, Snowblind, Wheels of Confusion. I think this is one of my favorite albums, especially Supernaut. Listen to the riffing of Iommi. His guitar is something really extra. Love this album. Album number 5, recorded in 1969 and released 1970. The first Mark II lineup with Deep Purple in rock. Delivered monumental riffs and showcased Gillan's voice against Blackmore's guitar, setting a new benchmark for hard rock. Standing out songs: Child in Time, Speed King, Into the Fire. This is my first contact with Deep Purple, and it was something new to me, with hard riffs and grooves mixed with skillful playing. I had an anecdote when I was supposed to meet Jon Lord, but that will come in another show. I later met Ian Pace when he played at Bass and Drum Days in Stockholm, and one of my favorite all-time musicians is actually Jon Lord. Next time I will play something new, I will play definitely the Hammond organ. Thank you. Album number 6 was recorded over a few weeks in '77 in Hollywood. We have Van Halen. Van Halen, this is their debut album, and it's a landmark that redefined guitar playing and brought raw, party-ready energy to hard rock, influencing virtually every band that followed. And 3 standout songs is Running with the Devil, Eruption, Ain't Talking But Love. When I first heard this album, I couldn't really understand what was going on with the guitar. I played it repeatedly, trying to understand what Eddie was doing. And the whole thing felt really new and heavy. Something really, really different. Love this album. Album number 7. Recorded in London between late 80s and early 81. Produced by Martin Farmer Birch. We have Iron Maiden, Killers. This is featuring vocalist Paul Di'Anno, marking the end of their raw early era. 3 standout songs: Rat Child, Killers, Murders in the Rue Morgue. A powerful and hungry album. You can hear a band pushing forward, refining their sound while still holding on to the grit and urgency that made their early work so compelling. This is my first contact with the band. This album also, when I heard it the first time, just blew my mind. Really, really good. Album number 8. We have a Canadian band. We have Rush, Moving Pictures. Complex, yet accessible. Moving Pictures, balanced prog rock ambition with sharp hooks, becoming Rush's commercial peak and a touchstone in rock history. I first came in contact with Rush thanks to their first album cover. That got my attention, so did the music as well. Moving Pictures has it all. It's a brilliant composition with excellent playing. One of the heaviest power trios ever existed. Album number 9. Recorded 1971 in Chicago and released later that year. Produced by one of my favorite producers all time, Bob Ezrin. We got Alice Cooper, Killer. Alice Cooper's theatrical hard rock identity, and it contains signature tracks that underpin the band's stage persona. We actually have 3 LPs in this version, and one of them is a live recording that is supposed to be one of the best, and it's a really rare one. So in this edition you have 3 LPs. And I gotta say that Alice Cooper was one of those artists that I had posters of in my boy room, and I really liked the mysterious production and songwriting with Alice. He got something extra. So take a deep look in this album. Album number 10, recorded 1970-71, released later at November 1971. One of the most iconic rock albums ever, blending folk, blues and hard rock into timeless tracks. We got Led Zeppelin 4. Standout songs: Stairway to Heaven, Black Dog, Rock and Roll. Stairway to Heaven is banned for playing in music shops, if you didn't know. The definite Led Zeppelin and hence heavy metal albums. The band has something extra, a nerve that you can almost touch. Incredible musicianship and with great songwriting. John Paul Jones together with John Bonham. What a couple. We miss you so much, John. This is absolutely brilliant, brilliant.